Greetings and welcome back to Stellaris, my United Nations of Earth playthrough. So I'm going to start with a little bit of a rant here. They have, in a patch, removed the notifications of when your envoys pass away. Now, they removed it because basically it's pretty much useless. If your envoy passes away, at most, it's going to come up with a new name, and you won't be able to move them for a year. But whose fault is it that they're worthless? That those notifications are worthless? That falls on Stardock, because they never really expanded the envoys like they did the other leaders to where they gain levels or traits that are good or bad for diplomacy or espionage. But losing the notification for someone who likes to immerse themselves in the theme means it takes an extra step for me to scroll through all of my envoys to see when one passed away if I want to keep up with it. So I think removing the notification entirely was a little bit of a overstep. What they should have done is given you the option to toggle the notifications. There are notifications when I play something like a driven assimilator or a fanatic purifier, or anybody who doesn't really care about diplomacy. I could give a crap less about the pop-ups, about everybody getting commercial packs, research agreements, declaring rivals, crap like that. I'm not interested in the diplomacy. I'm just here to kill everybody. So they should give you more control over what notifications you get, rather than deciding, okay, we'll just pull these notifications out of the game. Because what I want is more information at my fingertips, not less. Like if we look at the espionage for an empire, let's pick one that I have decent espionage with, Fire Tribes of Kel.
Laboratory.
According to this, I have high government diplomacy and medium in economy, technology, and military. And I can mouse over this and see what all it's telling me. Their origin, the number of relics owned, stuff like that. I can see all their specialist tier is listed as an available envoy. Where do I get that? I guess that means that if they are by specialist tier, I believe what they mean is what tier of a Scalarium or Bulwark or Prospectorium they are. And if I look at the military and stuff, I can get ship details. I can get the number of research technologies. I can get intel on their colonies and all of that. And if I go over to this tab, I can mouse over to get breakdowns. Even though I see their empire size is 679, it's telling me I don't have enough intel. Over here, it's telling me I don't have enough intel on how many pops, but if I mouse over the diplomatic weight, I can see how many points they're getting from pops. I have enough intel on their colonies. If I were to go to their colonies, I could sum up their population. No, don't click on that. Click on that, and then click on a colony. Dalaga Spring. It's not giving me the information as how many populations on this planet because it's a colony. Okay. Let's skip through to one. Okay, so I see how much population is on this planet, how much is on this. I could go through and sum it all up. Same thing for their breakdowns of specialists, rulers, and all of that. I could add all of that up. I could go here and click on each individual to see which faction they are in, to figure out which of their factions have more support in their empire. So why don't they just give us, on the espionage tab, another tab here or a button over here that brings up an actual breakdown report that sums up all that information for us? And it's just like this, where it lists my population breakdown, but it's not in alphabetical order. It's not even order really of greatest to least, because I have 69 humans, but if I look further down here, Chirk is at 61, they're about halfway down the list. And there are ones above it that have smaller numbers. So I think they should organize the information a little more into reports, rather than looking at ways to cut down on the notifications for people who are rushing through the game. Give them the option to toggle notifications off. What you need to work on is making it where the information is at the fingertips of the people who really want to engross themselves in the game. I mean, yeah, I could tediously labor through here and go through every one of their pops on a colony and figure out their breakdown, just like mine. I would like a breakdown as to how many of my people are workers, how many are specialists, and how many are leaders. That would help me make more informed decisions on changing living standards. There's a lot of information you can get in this game that is not kind of easily obtained. You have to go through and really examine everything. If I want to sum up how many specialists I have, for example, I have to go through each of my colonies and add them up manually, when there should be a report that does that for me. But yeah, that's just my little bit of rant there. It does kind of annoy me that I'm no longer learning when my envoys die. I mean, it's not that big a deal for this game, but like the game where I was playing, that I based a role-playing game on, I would like to have known, say a Drimga here was an envoy who had made first contact with 3 different empires and had been working a long time to establish relations with another. When he finally passed away, that's kind of a momentous occasion in the history of the campaign. You know, things like that. Like all of these wonderful scientists I've had, you know, they passed away like right after a great thing, which was good, except for that early one that basically went insane. Unfortunate for him that he couldn't handle that little puzzle box that we found in an archaeological dig. I believe it was here in Alpha Centauri. Yes, that was the puzzle box that drove him insane. And he ended up claiming Limsa had something wrong with the stars. He was the defender of the galaxy or something like that. And we had to pack him away in a padded room. But yeah, there's a lot of wonderful stories that can come from the game. And I really wish they would add more info consolidation instead of just saying, okay, well, we don't need these. We don't need these because you haven't really expanded on the Envoy and Espionage system to make leveling up these guys worth a crap. There's no depth, further depth than the basic system for that. And speaking of espionage, I pulled out my envoy from the League of Phemisto, because the League of Phemisto, I'm pretty sure they're just about to fall. There's nothing I can do to prevent it. Now, they do have allies in the war, but their allies are the Tzickian Hive, who does not appear to be making any progress over here to help them. Their other ally, I think, was the Yevzorak, and they're over here. And they don't appear to be making progress to liberate them. And considering that they have 80% war weariness, it won't be too long before they're just absorbed by the Commonwealth of Man. So I went ahead and pulled them out because it is time I started gathering information on someone. These driven assimilators. Where are they? The Prime Awareness. I have put Slugradeb in there. Now they have challenging relative encryption, so I do need to up my ability to break encryption. But basically I've just got him in here for the passive for a bit to build up infiltration level and maybe do some gather information or prepare sleeper cells. Because I do need to start getting information on these. These are becoming a threat. They are the only empire that really greatly overshadows me. And they are driven assimilators, so they basically want to assimilate everybody. As a matter of fact, if I look at the dialogue, organics, analyzing assimilation compatibility, results nominal. I mean, they don't really have any... They sound cool when I click on them, but they don't really have anything endearing to say. So I have a bad feeling that they are going to become the galactic threat. They've already taken out 2 Leviathans. So yeah, I was initially worried about the Marauders. I'm not as worried about the Marauders as I am about the Prime Awareness now. I did also extend a research agreement to the Darbalans. They actually do have a few technologies that we will be getting from them, which we'll probably be getting them from other sources. We're mainly sharing technology with them because they are on the edge of the driven assimilators. I want them to get stronger, and I want to get in good with them so that we can get them in our group, because they are honor-bound warriors, even if they are an Imperial authority. We don't want them to be easily assimilated by the driven assimilators. And hopefully the Garanshu would help them out should the driven assimilators get greedy.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
UV lasers. Ultraviolet lasers are an updated and more powerful version of their blue predecessors. Accurate and destructive, these weapons are capable of inflicting great damage. Improved survey speed would be fairly quick. Gateway travel. We don't really have any gateways in our empire other than... Well, no, that's not in our empire. Our allies do have a gateway we could unlock. They have two. So we could get the gateway travel to unlock gateway travel there. That would allow us a little bit faster travel over there. That would take a while, though. Over 3 years. It's very expensive. The survey speed I could knock out in 6 months. I really wanted... This will allow me to get further advances in espionage and up my code breaking. But it is also a... well, it only takes about 2 years. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the survey speed. That's another dead-end tech. So it will remove one of the possible options of showing up and thin out my list a little bit. What did we just research? I've already forgotten. UV lasers. All right. Plasma thrusters. An advanced form of electric propulsion, plasma thrusters afford ships greater sublight speeds and maneuverability. All right, modular engineering would help with the Starbase buildings that I will be adding now. Could get the advanced railgun, then we will be caught up with everybody in railguns, I believe. Armored torpedoes, or the orbital ring. I think we'll knock out the modular engineering. It's another dead-end tech. It will go away. Because I do have Starbases I'm in the process of upgrading. So I am going to be adding more modules and buildings, and reducing the cost means I can add more of them and not drain my alloys so much. That would also allow me to swap out some of these transit hubs for black sites. So that would help. The deep space black site would help more effectively than the transit hubs, since the transit hubs aren't really useful on planets that aren't at population cap. But now that we've gotten those two upgrades, and I really wish I had gotten antimatter reactors on here. Hopefully when we re-roll this, we will have antimatter reactors pop up, because I do need the power. We're going to the ship designer, and let's start with these. Yes, we do not have the power available to upgrade the thrusters unless we lowered the hyperdrives. And actually, I believe the thrusters are more valuable to me than the hyperdrives. It boosts their evasion chance by 25%, I mean by 5, and their ship speed by another 25%. So yes, I believe that is a better loadout there. Now let's see, if I save that design and then look at it again, okay, yeah, they still do have it set the way I wanted it. Because I would rather have the reduced hyperdrives and the increased plasma thrusters. And yes, I am going with the autocannon and all on that, on the picket. Now the interceptor. has the upgraded UV laser now, which I believe the damage is finally surpassed. Yes, the plasma thrower. But I think I'm still going to keep this mix of plasma thrower, autocannon, and UV laser. I could go 2 autocannons and a UV laser, but it would take longer to get through the armor, I believe. Now, all of these had sufficient power to get the full upgrades. I don't believe I am changing any of the designs. I think they are all pretty much the way I wanted them. There are very few that are using the lasers now, but they will get upgrades to the lasers. The artillery picket, the picket interceptors, the gunship interceptor, and the gunship. Of these, I can actually see if the medium cutting laser is worth hanging on to compared to the UV. These are mediums, 9 damage, 6.8. Yeah, I believe we will be swapping over to medium lasers on this design. So I don't think I have really a design that's still using the mining drone lasers. I didn't really make much use of them. Yeah, I did not end up making much use of the mining drone lasers. I believe I do not have anybody using them anymore. I tend to make more use of the mining drone lasers and things like that when I have actual enemies on my borders and or a more warlike empire. I could probably still use them on some of the defense platforms if I design some. And defense platforms are a prime candidate for improved reactor boosters if they get low in power, which is very rare. Generally, they provide a huge amount of power, and it's very difficult, unless I just went like all shields, to get close to draining it. But now we have some upgrades to do. All of our patrol fleets need to upgrade. And those are going to be our first priorities. We're going to control shift click, tell them to upgrade, and then resume their regular patrols. Now, some of these, let's see, it was this one. I believe, yeah, it cut out his patrol route. He's only patrolling to there once and then coming back and patrolling here. And I wonder if this other one is having the same issue. Yes, it cut out one of his patrol routes. So basically, he will do the patrol route once and then cancel it. And that's another. I kind of wish I could set the route, because it annoys me that the patrol route is not the same as the trade route. I need to patrol where piracy is, not the systems that my piracy is not, that my trade route is not moving through. Of course, when I get more Starbases, that will be solved. I could actually go ahead and throw some extra on here. It's just going to increase the upkeep cost of having them. But considering the upkeep cost for Starbase stations is in alloys and energy credits, it can get quite expensive since I am upgrading several. But I could throw up, like, say, Plessis and Yamather, and then that cuts down on where I have to patrol. I would have to add another patrol fleet for this little section, but it wouldn't have to be that bad. But then I could just say patrol these two, and it's a little bit easier divided. But yes, the fact that I cannot customize my patrol routes very much is annoying. I think in the meantime I might end up splitting up the patrols anyway, and having one fleet patrol to there, and then another fleet patrol from there to there, For this one, I don't really need 2 patrol routes. You know, I think I am, even though it's going to be expensive. Going to go ahead and upgrade these 2. Just to be able to fix my patrol routes. Now that does mean I'm going to need more fleets. I'm going to need a fleet with a value of about 40. So about 4 ships patrolling right there. Actually, I could probably split this fleet in half. Yeah, it's got 8 in it. I could split that fleet in half to handle those. And then this guy only needs to patrol that section because this will have a starbase in it that will take care of it. So yeah, I can split this fleet in half for now to be able to handle keeping piracy down in these areas. And of course we need to upgrade our actual fleets here. This is going to be the lion's share of my alloys for a while. First fleet is actually the more expensive here. They are the more energy weapon heavy, it appears. Telenesi Hive subjugated the Ubaric Company. Telenesi Hive. The Ubaric Company I am currently working on relations with because I do want this megacore to start increasing the jobs and economy of my empire. You have Zorak as League of Brienne State's rival. The Lando system. For some reason I thought I was constructing here, but apparently I wasn't. This area needs a holo theater because of its amenities. The Hazar Pact has become more xenophilic by embracing the Alien Suffrage Forum. How has that changed their empire? They are now erudite explorers. They still could not join the Federation right now. I do have enough favors to make them accept, but the Pirac and the Fire Tribes of Kel do not want to expand the Federation to them for some reason. I do not understand, considering we are at full cohesion. Our ethics would be very similar. We'll have to let it progress now that their ethics have shifted, because that's one thing. Both of them are fanatic xenophile materialists. So this is what is causing cohesion issues. Difference in ethics. So and it counts these, I believe, as different ethics. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 diverse ethics. If we look here, yes. Actually, it says 1 diverse ethic is only -15. So we only have 1 diverse ethic. Which would be my egalitarianism. Actually, materialism and egalitarianism. But yeah. 1 diverse ethic is all that is being affected here from members. We have sufficient here that adding another member who has the same ethics won't have a huge impact, but for some reason they do not want to expand. And I do not understand why. We'll let it progress a month and see if their opinion has changed. Maybe it's because they are allied to rivals, the Garanshu. We will have to let the trust and all build up until that they are sufficient, until they sufficiently embrace them. All right, standard construction templates. As technology advances and becomes ever more complex, new demands are placed on our workforce. By using standardized construction templates, our workers can build things without necessarily having to understand the finer points. So this is going to speed up how quickly we build things on planets. Yeah, that's going to drop the industrial districts and everything. So it's also going to adjust when I decide it is time to build on a planet. because now instead of taking 480 days, upgrading these takes only 400. City districts take just 9 months to churn out instead of 13. Well, that's 9 months at an urban designation. Let's go to an industrial world and see what they would cost. They take 11 months instead of 13, so it knocked 2 months off of them. But as we get more and more boosts to build speeds and things like that, we'll be able to get colonies up and running a lot faster. And our minerals are starting to climb again. Our food is starting to dwindle. We do have agricultural jobs available. We just need population on those worlds. Oh, and now that it has been another month, let me see. Nope, they still vote no. So yes, we need to build up relations with them being associates until the trust is built up. Pyrarch's opinion, they have 76 trust. The Fire Tribes of Kel have 100 trust. They're about maxed. I do not understand why they do not want them to come in. Both of them like them.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Terrestrial sculpting. There is no simple solution to the problem of macro-scale reshaping of planetary crusts. Only bigger trowels and orbitally deployed drills. Alright, so this allows us to terraform. We cannot terraform colonized worlds. This is actually only useful if we had worlds in our area. And we cannot terraform terraforming candidates yet. So this research is just a stepping stone to what we really need. More edict fund, more base intel level, and it gives us an upgrade to the bureaucratic facilities, which would help our unity and give us jobs on Earth. Let's go ahead and knock out the global defense grid. I believe this is the final in the line on fortress buildings. That's the top tier. And it provides more soldier jobs. It'll be fairly quick and give us a reroll. So yeah, there's nothing I can do in the way of terraforming right now. If I went to one of my colonies, we need ecological adaptation to terraform inhabited planets. And if I go to Mars, which is a known terraforming candidate, climate restoration is the technology we need to be able to terraform this one. I can see what I can transfer it into. So it's a mid-game tech. It's going to take us a while to get climate restoration. But eventually we will be able to terraform. Now it looks like Mars will terraform easier into a dry world, either arid, desert, or savanna. We can terraform it into anything, but it costs more if we shift outside of the dry. And if we go to frozen from dry, it is even more expensive and more time consuming. But again, we can't do this until we have actual climate restoration. That can take a while, because I believe that's a level 4 tech. So it's going to take us a while to get access to it. And I don't remember, we can look on Expansion Planner. We have only 2, Proxima Centauri and Mars are the only 2 terraforming candidates, I believe, in our empire. All of these others are worlds we have surveyed that are not in our empire. Let's see, where's Proxima Centauri? That would be here. Yeah. Climate restoration for it as well. What would it become? A frozen world. Yeah, Alpine, Arctic, or Tundra would be what it would shift to the easiest. It is a fairly decent size. Mars was small, though. Yeah. But yes, we will need another technology to pop up to be able to get those 2 colonies going. Garanshu is in a migration treaty with the Hazar. I would like to get the Hazar in our federation before the Garanshu decides to create their own federation with the Hazar. Alright, we've got propulsion with Trickid. So he actually has industry and propulsion. He's a pretty good engineer.
Ship upgrades applied.
Alright, one of our patrols has finally finished his upgrades. Where did the... I think he went all the way down here. Or no, maybe he went to Blorgsbane, I'm not sure. The one that was patrolling the Plessis sector, when they are completed with their upgrades, I'm going to send them... There they are. Yeah, the Friaka Tremus patrol. When they finish their upgrades, I need to split them into 2 fleets and have one of them go from Plessis to Friaka and the other from Plessis to Trimus. Due to the overabundance of happiness being spread on the Festival of Worlds, some of the event organizers have begun to fall in love with our way of life. They claim they wish to remain here to settle down to become part of our empire. Let them stay. One of my admirals has passed away at the age of 84. Now, one thing I could do... Let me see what we got. We have ship upkeep, trickster, and ship upkeep. Alright. What if we wanted to hire a leader from the Uthabalan Braves? Now they scream too much. Terminate communications. What if we wanted to hire a leader from... the Molinarch Corsairs, the only ones that haven't really been near us to annoy us. As punishment for losing a duel, it has been decreed that I am to deal with all outsiders this cycle. What do you want? Let's see. An admiral from them would be 2,000 energy credits. I can spare that. That's 2 months. Yes, this can be arranged. Many of our greatest warriors are searching for new challenges and opportunities. If you can afford the blood price to release them from their sworn service to the kinfolk, they will gladly swear an oath to follow you and fight your battles. Very good. The oath has been sworn. The warrior is yours to do with as you will. So now, I have a fleet that had lost an admiral. He is evasion and ship fire rate. He's level 3 starting out. Zazil Ilu Huinzinu. Or Huizinu. Yeah. Zazil Ilu Huizinu. And we could actually hire admirals from the other 2. The only problem is, if we ever go to war with like these people or something, they will end up taking their admirals from us if they rise up under a Great Khan.
Research concluded.
Curator Exploration Lab. These shipboard lab facilities incorporate advanced technologies from the ancient Curator Order to further increase survey speeds. Antimatter reactor is what I really need now. And that also opens up further advancements in everything. It'll take a little over a year to get that. Now, I don't need to do more upgrades just for the power for the most part. I can wait till I get an additional
Ship upgrades applied.
Beyond that. League of Brian States is in a non-aggression pact with the Grand Shu.
Ship upgrades applied.
Alright, we have finally finished upgrading all of our patrol fleets. So let us split this fleet. Alright, let us remove, go to the fleet manager here, drop this one down to 4. Alright, so this will become the Friaka Plessis Patrol. And this one will become the Plessis Tremus Patrol. Alright, so this fleet is actually going to go to Rodan. And then from Rodan, I will just patrol those two. This other fleet is going there, and it will just patrol Kayakaro and Marquez. I do need a new leader. I think I will hire a lavish freebooter. Whenever your ships cross the vastness of space, they violate her domain with their presence. It is left to us to soothe her anger. It is terrible to behold. Yes, our greatest warriors are willing to lead your soldiers into battle. With the support of your energy credits, we will be able to serve her with even greater fervor. You will find that a lifetime of serving She of the Void has made our officers both fearless and effective. She of the Void has blessed the sealing of this contract. May our champion serve you well. He's level 3, and they start with level 3 in Mercenary Warrior. The leader hails from the space-based warrior culture and has been taught unorthodox hit-and-run tactics at an early age. Fronds of Blue. We have a favor with the Alvathari. Now, one thing for me to consider on worlds like this, my robotic servants, they produce 13.9 minerals. These Isravanar, they produce 13.9 minerals. So they are just as effective as my robotic servants. They are serviles. The only thing they can do are worker jobs. Now these serviles are not as effective as these because of habitability. But if they had 100% habitability, they would be just as effective. So I'm at the point now where this job is pretty much full up. Any further miners I produce, I would probably prefer to shift off-world because the serviles will be filling those jobs just as effectively as the robotic workers. Now they do have more upkeep, food and consumer goods as opposed to just energy credits. But they can't do anything else. And if I have them working something like, say, a clerk job, they're not getting the benefits of their servile ability. That only gives resources from jobs. Well, neither trade value nor amenities are considered resources. So they are not very effective in these positions. So I may start shifting these robots off-world as the population of the Isrivanar improves, or the Oned Karak. They wouldn't. Right now, they would actually be better on a different world. They have an alpine preference over a tundra, so I wouldn't give them as much priority, but, you know.
Ship upgrades applied.
All of my fleets are fully upgraded again. Mubarak is in a research agreement with Attila Nesti.
Research concluded.
Global defense grid. The strategic value of a good defense remains as relevant today as it was to our predecessors in the far distant past. Technology does not render fortifications obsolete. It merely changes their requirements. Now we have the Hypercoms Forum. More habitability. Let's go ahead and get the Military Academy. That's another fairly quick one. Get some of these quicker techs knocked out. That'll get us caught up.
Construction completed.
Alright, we have to renew our agreement with the curators. We have finally finished our first Starbase upgrade, and we are going with trade hubs. We'll just start with one trade hub right now, because we should be getting the technology pretty soon. Yeah, in about 2 months, to make the cost cheaper. Be another 2.5 years before we get one of the final prosperity traditions. And we are also going to speak with the conglomerated scrappers and get help with our engineering research. And we just need to remember to renew it in 2291. So I was examining my trade routes, and yes, I'm starting to lose some of the value from Sugalia because this piracy climbs faster than it takes my ships to come back and suppress it. Of course, that was because they just upgraded. So I think I am going to make the additional buildings in Earth or Sol here hangar bays, because that adds more base protection and will cut down on how long it takes for the piracy to actually have effects and have a chance of springing up. And I went ahead and designed a new ship, the Joan of Arc. It's got missiles and a hangar bay, and it is autocannons and lasers with some picket. Because I went ahead and designed a fourth fleet, very similar to First Fleet. It has torpedo boats and pickets as its primary. I still went with interceptors for the destroyers, but I went with the picket interceptor and the artillery interceptor. And then I went with the new Joan of Arc as kind of a catch-all ship to go in with it, because this was interceptors, and then the cruiser was primarily designed to be a picket. Even though cruisers don't get much in the way of picket abilities, I did make it a broadsides with medium weapons to supplement the torpedo boats a little bit. Whereas in the Fourth Fleet, the artillery is supplementing the torpedo boats a little bit, so this one is more interceptor related, with a little bit of missiles to supplement some more. I'm not going to start constructing that fleet until I get another few upgrades and get the make sure I have enough alloys for the next habitat. Regulated growth. That one had previously been proposed, but apparently the empire that proposed it is gone, or withdrew it, the proposal. Pan-galactic recycling initiatives have beat out cooperative research channels, but by a small margin. So we should get the modular engineering
Research concluded.
right now. Streamline Starbase construction procedures using modular designs will reduce the present build cost and time. We can get another L-Gate insight. Improve our strike craft even more. Their average damage becomes 31.3, which is still less than the Amoeba Flagella. However, the Amoeba Flagella, let's see, I believe it has 70 accuracy, 50 tracking, and 100% and 50%. Now the strike craft, 100% accuracy, 90 tracking. More accurate, better tracking, but their average damage is lower. Swarmer missiles. Now these things are intended to overload point defense. It's harder to shoot them all down because of how many are fired at once. Let's go ahead and knock that out, because I think I want the Joan of Arc to use swarmers. They're not as damaging as the other missiles, but you fire more of them. And we'll have that about the same time we have antimatter.
Construction completed.
Both of my starbases have now upgraded. That gives me 50% increase to starbase upkeep. So my starbase station upkeep will jump by about 100 there, and by about 5 points there. I can handle that. I'm going to be getting more starbase capacity because I believe Grasp the Void is the Ascension perk I'm going to pick. Plessis A. What do I want to make this? I believe I want this one to have some military to help support that, but I might throw a couple of hangar bays on here for now to suppress the trade route, the piracy. Yeah, 2 hangar bays should be sufficient to make sure that I don't have piracy outbreaks in Vaga Hinajad and Markaz, basically covering this little patrol route that I'm suppressing piracy in. But other than that, I will probably throw anchorages on it. But yeah, we will start out with a hangar bay. As for Yamathir, I think we're just going to go anchorages on this one. Now that it is adjacent to Trimus, there is no chance for piracy to develop there. There will still be some leftover piracy. That'll get suppressed next time a fleet is in there. But yeah, now that it's connected to Trimus, there's no piracy I have to worry about there, so I only have to patrol this little stretch that he is already patrolling. I do need to make sure these are connected properly. And so now this one will go to Plessis. Plessis will go to Friaga. And Almac needs to go to Yamathir. Now this does disrupt my trade routes if things get overtaken. Like if this starbase gets conquered, it will interrupt the trade route from here, but the trade route from there would be interrupted anyway by the fact that somebody is occupying a sector on the way. So I'm not that worried about it. Commonwealth of Man has ended their rivalry with the Tezekians. Oh, and the Friaka Plessis patrol is idle. Where's my other patrol? Cancel that. I'm not trying to rename. I'm trying to select just that fleet. Yeah, it's still 3 months out from being where it needs to be. Commonwealth of Man has declared the League of Brian States their rival. Yep, we're not going to be getting along if you keep rivaling my allies. Commonwealth of Man is entering deals with the Yevzorak. And I believe, yeah, the League of Phemisto is still here. I was thinking they were the reason that that changed hands, is they're the ones who abandoned the cause because they disappeared. Which also reminds me I need to keep an eye out, since it hasn't been notifying me when people go away. Yeah, they haven't been absorbed quite yet. Another favor with the Alvathari. Okay, because food is suffering more than minerals, I'm going to go ahead and start shifting this from mining to agriculture. I've only got a handful of robotic miners here, and when I get rid of the last robotic miner slots, I'll shift them over to other mining worlds. I went ahead and shifted the robot assembly over to harvesters, because I will be slowly emptying these mining districts over when I have no need to build for additional jobs. Well, it appears
research concluded.
Plus 50% upkeep was already taken into account, with it costing 10 and 200. Centralized command. Creating dedicated headquarters for all levels of military operations, shapes an efficient fleet, and lays a better foundation for future military training. Now, the Military Academy not only provides soldier jobs, it gives a boost to the starting experience of soldiers, armies trained there. So you kind of want to make the worlds where you're going to train armies have military academies. Before we go picking another one, let me just show you a little bit how I decide. I usually go look at what armies can be recruited here. Basically, it comes down to the population. So we can get Cybrex warforms on Earth. And that is the only place we can get Cybrex warforms. So that actually means Earth's final building is going to end up being a military academy if I want to get the most benefit from the Cybrex warform. However, that's not really necessary, because the Cybrex warform is pretty damn potent without starting with 100 experience. But when I go to some of these other planets and look at the breakdown of population, and they have a bunch of people who are strong or very strong, like this one, Storm is a fortress world in a sense. So the armies provided here, I would have, okay, your regular human assault army, 200 health, 250 morale. They do 1.57, 1 to 3 damage, 1.5 to 3. If I go down here and find like the Churk have more health because they are lithoids. The Scanari, which are the very strong ones, do almost double the damage. Well, they do about 50% more damage. Yeah, they do 2.3 to 4.7 just about. So yeah, I would want to put a place here so that these types of armies would be more experienced. And since I'm already doing soldiers here anyway, that would make sense for the next building. Would be a military academy. As a matter of fact, what I can go ahead and do now is just replace this stronghold with the military academy. Now, unfortunately, that means I won't get extra jobs for a while till I get another slot. But eventually this exotic gas refinery will become a stronghold when I start moving my refineries off worlds onto habitats. And at a certain point, I can actually get rid of the cyto revitalization centers. They add to habitability for various pops. Actually isn't breaking down very well. Yeah, we're getting 10 from technology, atmospheric filtering, and hostile environment adaptation. Environmental diversification also gave another 10. The jobs are providing another 10. Well, as I don't really need those, these guys are cybernetic. They get an additional 20 anyway. It really won't take too awfully long before I can just offload these entirely and replace them with something with a building that is more useful. Of course, I will be losing jobs because these are upgraded to the point where they provide 4, but so be it. Now we could boost our pop growth. We get the final upgrade. Oh, well, no, we can get the auto-curating vault, which is the one that boosts your bureaucrats. That's a building I want on Earth eventually. This one would be more effective for me right now. Upgraded capitals will boost jobs, but also boost upkeep. And that means that my worlds that have the upgraded capitals will be getting more. I think this says capital building, but it doesn't really tell you which tier of capital building. There are multiples of these upgrades and they affect the higher tiers. I think this one actually affects the planetary capital. It might affect the planetary administration, but I think it's just the planetary capital. But yes, I think that is the best one to go for right now. Next month we will get upgrades for our ships. But until we see what those techs, the follow-up techs are, I'm going to hold off on upgrading all of my ships. Especially since that's not going to be major upgrades. We have completed the construction of our first habitat, and it is finally time to ready a convoy vessel and make landfall on a world we ourselves have created. From its mechanized core to its highest mountains, every nut, bolt, creek, and cranny has been designed to fit our needs perfectly in our new home among the stars. Alright, so that was... The Mississippi has finally finished its first colony. Now if we go to colonize this, habitability is pretty high for anybody in our empire on this, because I think it starts with like 90% base. Well, it says 100%, but that isn't right. I think it starts with a like 90 to 80% base, and then of course we have habitable and we have tech upgrades. We don't really have anybody who is habitat as their preferred. Yeah, we don't have any habitat preference. I just noticed some of these cybernetics. Oh no, those were robots, weren't they? Yes. Yeah, we can actually build colony ships from anybody we have available in trade agreements with, or migration treaties with. This is going to be a refinery. So we want people who are got boosts to, we have access to the leisure district, the trade district, the industrial district, and the habitation district. We will be putting a leisure district on here and possibly filling out the rest with industrial. But the buildings are all going to want to be refinery related. So we want people who have worker output. Actually, they'd be specialist Bob. So yeah, that really won't matter. Really doesn't matter who we throw on here, honestly. But let's make it humans. And we have two types of humans. These are the humans from the Commonwealth of Man because they have gained an extra trait. We'll actually use them, even though they only have 95% habitability on this thing. We are going to start out with humans, I think. No. 95% would mean I would need to add a gene clinic here. I think we're going to go with people who have 100% compatibility. Trans-Chirk. They're cybernetic. We could go with them. They have a bonus to trade value from jobs. We could use trade districts. Or we could go with somebody who has amenity bonuses. Reduced housing would also be something we'd want to consider. Yeah, let's use the Neo-Catharians. And this is New Coventry. In the future, I will probably start constructing the colony ship when I start constructing the habitat, so that the colony ship just has to head over there and colonize, so it's quicker to get it up and running. The reason I didn't before is I didn't know which species I wanted to put in the habitats. Now I have a good general idea of what I want to do in the habitat. So it is going to take another year before that colony ship is built. If I go to Almac Station, yeah, it's going to take a full year before it builds a colony ship, and then it'll probably take it a month or two to cruise over to start putting up this habitat. So that is some time before I can actually start doing anything with the habitat. And it can only hold 4 districts right now. And you do need housing districts to up the housing so that it can support more colony members. Because you cannot use the building slots for housing. The trade districts, most of these will add just enough housing for the jobs generally. And so if you want to support buildings, you need at least 1 housing district. But it's going to take a while before that habitat's up and running. I might actually have the influence to start on another one before that one is actually up and running. I think he'll be in position. I'll go ahead and make another one, the one here at Almac Prime that he's headed toward. Because I want to get my refineries off planet. I want to get them onto habitats so that I can start doing other things with my planets. And then I will probably get the mineral or the mining one, because my minerals aren't where I really want them. I mean, that's a decent amount, but I'd like more. So I'm getting about 2 a month.
Research concluded.
I need 33 more, so that would be about 16 more months. Antimatter power. By harnessing the energy produced by matter-antimatter annihilations, our efficiency at generating ship power will be orders of magnitude better than fusion. Now the 0-point power reactor is the final power upgrade. Advanced reactor booster. Okay, there is one more reactor booster, but that's not critical. I think this is the one that'll give me better espionage. I think I want to get the network relays. That would only take 7 months. That would take 2 years. 2.5 years, actually. So yeah, let's get the hyper relays so we can start getting them set up. That way we can get the relay all the way to the home world of the Pirac and get the bonus for that, for them being a Scalarium. And that will also help with our patrols a little bit. Swarmer missiles. These smaller missiles are launched in volleys and have been specifically designed to overwhelm enemy point defense systems. It's only 6 years to get mega engineering. Only 6 years. How old are you? You're in your 60s. 4 years to get living metal. We don't really have any living metal in our sector. Unfortunately, the one that I wanted to get was over here somewhere and is now probably part of their empire. Yeah, right there, Baham. So, I mean, we could get the droid workers. They would be able to do specialist jobs. It would also allow us to make droid armies and allow droids to be the ones that colonize. It also unlocks further in the field of robotics to where I can get up to with synthetic workers, more modification points for robots. But I think, since this is down to 6 years, yeah, 6 years, I think I want to get started on this, because that will allow me to start the restoration of this ring world and start colonizing it. Now, it's still going to take a long time to restore these sections. It takes almost 10 years to restore them. So yeah, 6 years to get the megastructure restoration unlocked. It will give us more resource capacity. We're not really close to cap on anything except energy credits, which reminds me I need to start spending my energy credits before they cap out. That was one thing I haven't really been doing. Now that I have energy credits close to cap, let's talk to the Caravanserai Caravan Coalition. Welcome to Trade Station Tungle, the galaxy's premier leisure palace and home base of the Caravaneer fleets. So we can open a reliquary if we have caravan coins. Ancient reliquary rests on an... well, we'll read that when we have it. So we need to purchase caravan coins. Caravan coins is a premium currency created by the Caravaneer Monetization Committee. For 8,400 credits, we can buy 26k. We'll do that. That gets us a little more leeway before we hit cap. Now let's open a reliquary. The ancient reliquary rests on an opulent pedestal. It must surely be filled with untold riches. Alright, what are reliquaries? It is an old story, but not a long one. When the caravans first came together and the Caravanserai Caravan Coalition was established, it was decreed that a small random portion of goods passing through this station every year was to be seized, placed in hermetically sealed containers, and stored in a cargo bay on the lowest level of the station. This custom has been upheld since time immemorial, and the cargo bay recently filled up. It is now our duty to sell these sealed reliquaries. What's inside them? We are prohibited from knowing. That knowledge is for the buyer. What we do know is that the contents were considered valuable at some point in the Caravaneer history, though there is also some evidence that the reliquary containers may have been used for garbage disposals during the brief third reign of the lunatic broker. So let's buy one. The reliquary is empty. Bitter disappointment claws at your insides as you struggle to maintain your composure in the face of this chance humiliation. Did humidity levels suddenly rise, or are your ocular organs moistening on their own? Your vision blurs, but the emptiness of the reliquary still stands out in sharp relief. But as soon as an existential darkness threatens to devour you, it is swept away. What is this feeling? As you mull over the hard-earned caravan's coins you spent, the visceral thrill of opening the reliquary, you are filled with an inexplicable sense of pride and accomplishment. So, that kind of sucked. Now, we need more time to prepare another reliquary. I think it takes a year, maybe 2. So we'll start doing those at the start of the year, probably in next time it's available. We'll check it in 87. If it's not available then, we'll check again in 88. Now, let's check and see how many we used. We used about 7,000. So we've still got enough caravan coins to buy 3 more reliquaries. Now, there is a chance to get a rare relic out of them, but it is a very small chance. And I forgot to go to Ship Designer and give the Joan of Arc swarmer missiles. I want you to have swarmer missiles. And let's also check and make sure that our corvettes went the full upgrade. They did. Now they have plenty of surplus power. And they will have the upgraded hyperdrives next time we upgrade them. Which, since we're close to another habitat, I'm going to hold off on doing the upgrade. Despite recent skill improvements, much of the initiative and resolve that once drove Admiral Abed Jawahir forwards seems to have gradually evaporated. He has lethargic, -5 evasion, -10 sublight. Alright, I'm sorry, Admiral. It's time to replace you. Oh, yeah, we'll get Jag Onfras. I wonder if he is related to Jag Nakshin. I wonder if their last names are like the first names. But yeah, he will live a long while, so we'll just get him to handle that. And we can still get an admiral from the Uthabulan Braves, but yeah, they're noisy sons of bitches. They shriek way too much. Trade wind is almost gotten to where I want it. Time to pick a new path. If I go there, I should see all of that. We will go there, and from there, we will go there. Because getting there should give us sight on that system and that system. I'm going to go ahead and have Sol churn out another construction ship. And Yilon churn out another constructor. See, those would each take 2 months. Yeah, I think that's sufficiently early enough. I'll be able to get them in position to build hyper relays. And I need to start building a hyper relay network all the way from the capital to Gorham and Yilon. Well, we got another favor with the Pirac. We are very close to a level in the Galactic Technologist Alliance. Alright, Senate is about to come out of recess. Recycling initiatives, military readiness. Cooperative research is way down here. I need 5,000 to get it all the way up. 10% of my diplomatic weight would be another 450. That's not enough. Call in favors. There's 1,000. There's 2,000. That's all I can call in. That still wouldn't get us all the way up. Now, if I pulled my support from this, I only need 3,000. I wonder if I oppose that. No, it doesn't. No. If I oppose the Military Readiness Act, it does not drop down. Oh, yeah, this one popped up and I never think I read it. I think I mistook one at the bottom for it. Each member of the galactic community has a duty to themselves and to others to contribute to galactic defense. Galactic community members that are not vassals of another empire that are using less than half of their naval capacity are in breach of galactic law. Now, the one thing about this, it's real easy to mitigate this if you have a small fleet. Make sure you have a small naval capacity. I mean, if I only had, like, say, 92 in ships, I just would want to make sure my naval capacity was 180 or less, because it goes by your naval capacity. So I can get rid of a lot of my anchorages to avoid breach. That one's going to be next no matter what I do, because I would need 3,300 for cooperative research channels. I could pull another 2,000, and then I'd need like 3 or 4 envoys to push cooperative research channels all the way up, so we're not going to do that. We'll go ahead and support Pan-Galactic Recycling Initiatives again. It's going to delay cooperative research channels longer, but this one is of more value to me. It reduces the pop consumer goods upkeep. Increases the time it takes to clear blockers. Well, hey, guess what? I'm done doing that. I got 2 more planets that might actually have them when I terraform them. But other than that, I'm not going to have blockers on much of anything. Well, that's not true. When I refurbish these megastructures, they may end up with blockers. But we'll go ahead and do this. So Pan-Galactic Recycling Initiatives, who all is opposing it? The Hithians, the Fire Tribes of Kel, the Verzak, the League of Phemisto, and the Darbalans. Everybody else is in support. Oh, foolish mistake. I'm building alloy foundries. Let's cancel these alloy foundries. We need hollow theaters. I just noticed my amenities here, and that is with luxuries distributed. Oh my. The Vasari are actually producing more minerals than my workers by 0.2. It's a Gaia world that gives them a bonus. They're industrious, high stability empire governor. Gaia world, governor, high stability, empire, power drills. Why are they only getting 50 for the empire where these guys are getting, 40 where these guys are getting, these guys are only getting 5 for the empire. What the hell? They're getting 40 for the Empire. Something isn't adding up. Alright. Gaia World, Governor Boka, Empire. That's 60. Power drills and high stability is another 33.6. So that's 93.6. If I look at these guys, Gaia World, Governor, that's 20. 53.6 for Industrious and High Stability. 5 for Empire. That's got to be a typo of some sort. Because they're actually getting 0.2 more. So that means in addition to this 40% Empire bonus, they're actually getting another 5%. That would be their 0.2. So they're actually getting 45%. Something is not working out right with the math here. Yeah, these guys aren't getting the 40% bonus either. They're only getting a 5%, but they're pretty close. I wish I could get a breakdown of my actual bonuses. Why is one of them getting 40 and the other getting 5? See, I'm getting 10 for the specialist pop resource output. Most of it will be coming from tech. That's where the Empire bonuses come from. So I'm getting an additional 40%. I've gotten 4 levels of the mining resource bonus. The other 5% must be come from worker population. It's from here. Well, that's specialist pop. Those aren't specialist. I'm getting 5% more worker pop from resources from jobs, 5%. That's affecting them, but not the robots. So yeah, they've got some weird glitches with some of the modifiers and the math in here. Because technically the robots should be getting that 5%. Yeah, these guys are getting 60% from the Empire. Of course, that includes the capital bonus. That's 10% there. So they'd be getting 50. I don't know how much of this is from the tech specific for technicians. Let's see what the humans are getting. 5% from Empire. It's not showing the other modifier because that one is considered separate. The 5% from the other thing. But they're actually close to them. So I think they're getting 55 or 45%. Let's see how much. 15.2 versus... They're down 0.8. That would be... about 0.65. No? Because if they're getting 60, another 0.8 points would be 10% would be 0.6. And then a third of that, so about so it's about 0.13 difference. So they're actually getting close to 47. They might be getting 45. Let's just say it's 15%, even though that would be 0.9. So yeah, some of these modifiers on the tooltips are not helping me. They're not breaking down properly. The math is not adding up. Where the hell was I? I was on the Gaia world, that's right. Let's actually put up the deep space black site instead of the transit hub. And I think we have enough materials. We could get rid of a couple more. Let's see, Storm. Storm is at its reach of, so we'll leave the transit hub there. Breglar has got room for expansion. So we will change this one to a deep space black site. Sugelia has room for, very little room for expansion. But it still does have room for expansion right now. I tell you what, rather than replacing these right now, let's wait until we upgrade these bases. With the third slot, we will do the deep space black site. We'll go ahead and leave those for now. Just since this one is new, there's no point in me putting up something I'm not going to be making use of right now. Alright, we've seen all of their space, so actually let's survey that system. There are pirates in there, but getting there should give us a visual on that system, but not that, those two. I think after we survey that one, we will come back around to here. I could offer them association status. I don't really see the point since they are currently the vassals of the League of Brian States. I mean, it would start getting good relations between them and the other members. But the Pyrarch and I together could vote this through. Yeah, let's do it. It'll build up trust between us all. Well, that's interesting. The Commonwealth of Man no longer has that refusal based on not wanting to associate with the Pyrarch or the Fire Tribes. Both of them would be willing for them to become associates, mainly because I'm sponsoring them. Trust is slowly building up between us. They're still not that interested in joining because of how far away we are. They're reluctant because of the number of commercial packs they already have. They are still interested in research agreements despite the number they already have. Yeah, let's form a research agreement and offer the commercial pact. That will build up trust with us faster and build up relations so we can eventually offer them association status. We've just gotten up to the point where we had intel. That would delay our next habitat, trying to prepare sleeper cells, and it would probably fail. So I'm going to hold off on that. Preparing sleeper cells will decrease the difficulty, or at least raise your effective level for performing other actions, and it does not drain the current infiltration level. So it's pretty good, and I'd like to get some assets, but Pirac would finally accept another member, the Tezekan Hive. But I'm going to need a lot of acceptance, a lot of bonus to get them to accept, and they have to be at peace. So, but yes, we do finally have somebody they are willing to join, mainly because I'm sponsoring them. I'm kind of disappointed that since we all had good relations with the Hazar, they're still voting no on the Hazar. But trust will slowly build up between them, and eventually we will be able to get them in. I would like to get the Hazar in before the Garanshu decides to form a federation with the Hazar. Fire tribes voted against it. The Pirac have not yet voted, but they are planning to vote with me, which should cause this to pass. Alvathari agreed to a commercial pact, and we're fairly close in economy. They agreed to this, and we are actually fairly close in tech. They do have a lot more societal tech than we do. And we have a favor from the Tezekian Hive. We voted to offer it to them. So yes, the Pirac voted with me.
Construction completed.
Alright, Plesis A, I forgot to add additional... Yeah, I did it for Yamathera. I forgot to do it for Plesis. Add a deep space black site there for now. Now that they have the hangar bays up, we have 28 points of piracy suppression all the way along here to there. So I don't really have a danger of piracy breaking out before I can cut it down with my ships in these areas. Max piracy is 23. This fleet is got 40 suppression, so we are able to stamp it out fairly well. And it also slows down how long it takes for it to build up. See, it says it'll grow to its maximum value in about 10 years. Over here, for example, well, it still says actually about 10 years. But that one has a much higher max piracy. I guess that's just the rate at which it grows. Well, no, this one, let's see, this one has 2 base protection, and it says it'll grow to its maximum value in 3,400 days. This one has 6 base protection, and it says it would take 50 days. This one also has 6, and it is more than that one. So yes, the piracy suppression also delays how long it will take it to reach its maximum value. We're still not getting full trade. Where is it along here that it's breaking? Alpha Centauri, Procyon, and Gossix. Oh yeah, the piracy effects. Yeah, the current piracy has gotten above base protection. So I do need a little base protection there, but that will happen when I'm able to finish upgrading this to a Star Fortress. I'm going to get 2 hangar bays, That will protect Alpha Centauri and Procyon. Gossick, I guess I will probably need to add some hangars to. Let's see, it's still going to take me a year to get enough influence, so I can spend the alloys on this. I get 2 far points and 1 Guam. And that should suppress this enough so that next time I pass through to cut it down, I don't have to worry about it. I could also convert one of these to a hangar bay. That would also help. Sonderthan's accepted the association status. That's going to help with relations between our empires. Next month we will have networked relays, which reminds me, I think the ships have already been built. The Sahara and the Colorado. So where do we want the relay station here? Let's put it over here. And in Earth, yeah, we don't want the relay station too close to any of our planets, just in case they get enemies coming through them. We'll put it in between these two. Of course, by a counter argument, having it close to our planets, since we're using it, allows us to get reinforcements there faster. So yeah, maybe we don't want it near the regular space lanes because enemies can come through those. So yeah, let's actually put it over there.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Hyper-relays. Hyper-relays form a chain of structures built outside the gravity well of systems, allowing fast travel from relay to relay rather than requiring transit to established hyperlane entrances. Now this is pretty damn effective at making it where your planets really can't be bombarded and they have to use armies. It's not really worth researching unless you are in threat of invasion, unless you have nothing else to research. I think I will go with the shield capacitor. Let's see, year and a half. 9 months for the upgraded plasma accelerator. 7 for the shield capacitor. And I haven't really put shield capacitors on anything yet. They boost your shield hit points. So they're really good on ships that have lots of shields, like my cruiser designs. Shield capacitor they could make use of if I felt that the auxiliary fire control system wasn't giving enough benefit. Because the sensors also tend to boost your tracking. And the combat computer generally boosts your chance to hit. So if you have pretty accurate weapons anyway, and later on you can get just outright bonuses to where you don't really need the fire control and the shield capacitor is a little bit more effective. This is the final upgrade for point defense. I would never have to upgrade point defense after the Guardian after this. 16 months. There's one more, at least one more, plasma upgrade. Might be 2. Let's knock out the shield capacitors. They're fairly quick, it'll get me a reroll, and it will remove an option. because there's no follow-up to the shield capacitor. Oh, and now that I have access to the network relays, let's see how much they cost. Build megastructure. Hyper relay. 25 influence. And a butt-ton of crystals. 25 influence would delay me a year from getting another habitat. Basically, it would take me a year for every hyper relay I want to build. But let's get the hyper relay network up and running. I can only build one, and then I'm out of alloys anyway. How am I doing on crystals? Yeah, I can only build 2 before I'm out of crystals. Let's wait. Let's wait until we have another habitat going, and then worry about that. We should have ships in position to build 2 of these. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and tell the Sahara, how long would it take you to get to Alpha Centauri so I can start hopscotching these things? It would take you a little over a year. That sounds good. So I will actually get the Sahara going all the way down here. I can build these 2 at once. After they're built, I can shift each of these down 2 systems and build 2 more and keep hopscotching like that till I get all the way to Gorham. And I think I will build an additional highway after that over this way to Sugelia and maybe even all the way to Lawam so that I have a fast response when these guys come in and start attacking my crap, which they will eventually. And since I am done with those, after I get the next, let's actually, how much would it take to fill out my fleet? 9,000 alloys. Because that will help with influence. This will give me 3,000 of them. So let's start building our new fleet. And I want you, their home base is Yilon. We want to do all the construction at Yilon Station. So that way, right now, it'll pop them out at Yilon Station. It's going to take over 3 months for the first 2 to pop out. After that, it will start building based on distance. So most of the reinforcements will still come from Yilon when I tell it to reinforce. And I have enough surplus alloys right now, I can go ahead and start Yilon upgrading. Do I want more anchorages here? I think what I may end up doing is shifting these anchorages to additional shipyards or to combat. Because I do know I want a couple of hangar bays probably. I don't know. But we are going to start upgrading Yilon. You know, I forgot to check. No. I'm not getting any research agreement bonuses from this. This just comes from her outrageous bonuses for Voidcraft. She gets 30% from Voidcraft. The Curator Insight, the Salvager Insight, all of that is just really nice bonuses. Arcane Insights as well. There was something I forgot to check at the start of the year to see if I could do.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
Improve production. As our planets become more developed, we can gain significant improvements to our throughput. Let's get the hypercommunication, local hypercommunication. That one will help us push Unity to get our traditions faster. We'll have it in about a year. It'll also give us a higher base intel level and more edict fund. Right now we're bleeding over about 140. Oh, and yeah, see, this one is giving the +10, -10. These are the system capital complexes. The planetary capital gives it. Planetary administration is giving it. So yes, it goes all the way down to planetary administration. The reassembled ship shelter does not give it. And I believe the next upgrade we get is not given by the planetary administration. It has to be at least a capital. Also, I realized it's only 7% chance without the transit hub, because my empire type gives a 50%. So the default chance is 5%. With a transit hub, it would be 10%. Our empire is giving 50% bonus, so by itself without a transit hub, it'd be 7.5%. With the transit hub, it's 12.5%. And I've got the resources right now. Let's go ahead and upgrade these ships. Eight months. Yeah, we'll hold off on upgrading any of the others. How much would it cost to upgrade Third Fleet? Another 500. That would not leave me enough when I have the influence. So yeah, we'll hold off. Got a favor with the League of Brian States. That gives us quite a few. We've definitely got our consumer goods under control with the upgraded capitals giving a bonus. A lot of our economy is strengthened.
Construction completed.
Alright, we're going to throw a couple of hangar bays on here. Actually, before we do the hangar bays, let us put a deep space black site on here. That will take longer, but yeah, we'll get that knocked out. That will boost the stability on Earth, which will in turn boost all of our resources. Then we can throw out the hangars to kind of supplement the patrols real close by. Yvzorak Prime embraces cybernetics. Word is leaking out of significant changes taking place within the borders of Yvzorak's star regime. It would appear that they have fully embraced the technology of cybernetics. This is the exact same dialogue we got for the other empire. They are now called Trans-Yvzoraki. So they have started on the synthetic advancement. Fourth Fleet is now churned out. Don't want to assign a leader just yet. We're going to reinforce his fleet, but we want all reinforcements to come from Yilon. Actually, wait. We're going to wait on reinforcing this until we get our Starbase started building, our habitat.
A new world of opportunities awaits.
We are now colonizing New Coventry. And it will take under a year. It will actually take 8 months. There's nothing I can do in the meantime, no planetary features to remove, anything like that. So yeah, all of these give enough housing for the jobs they provide. This one actually gives bonus housing. But yeah, if you want to support any buildings, you need to use habitation districts. Oh no! So we have another corrupt governor, Governor Tarush. He is our agrarian governor in the Sugalia sector. So I'm afraid you are going away, Governor Tarush. We will not keep corrupt members in our administration. So we need a new governor. Ship build speed, ship build cost. Oh yes, yeah, and we will use Waddogs. She is a Dis. So we will use Waddogs. She lives a little bit longer than humans. But we will get this retired fleet officer that gives us ship build speed and reduces the cost. And we will put them in Yilon. And so we will move the Yilon governor over to Sugalia. Because Yilon is going to be turning out a new fleet. So we do want the person who does the reduced costs and increased speed for ships here in Yilon. So yes, I think I have decided. I am probably going to make this all shipyards and move the anchorages elsewhere. We're actually going to swap out Sugalia and Ponel. Ponel only has Blizzard in it. I'm not sure what I want to do with Nueva Cadiz. It has an alien zoo. Odd factory. It's a heavy industrial world. Let's go ahead and build our last city district here. So we're going to need a slot for the Ministry of Production for our industry. And that leaves 2 free slots. There's nothing spectacular army-wise from the population of this planet. So we could do an Autochthon monument just for the culture workers. And perhaps a commercial zone to boost up the trade value here. Or we could do additional hydroponics farms just to provide even more food. I would like to get an Autochthon monument at almost every planet, because it helps out. They not only provide culture worker jobs that give unity, but it boosts unity from all jobs. And every planet has jobs that provide unity, because the politicians provide unity, the entertainers will be providing unity, and if I have, of course the culture workers are providing unity. So yeah, I kind of would like an Autochthon monument at every planet. Basically, I'm going to end up getting rid of robot assembly plants at some point. After a certain point, there's no point in churning out more robots because I pretty much got them all where I want them. And eventually I can get rid of the Cyto revitalization centers. So that's 2 slots I could free up eventually. So let's say that one becomes the culture workers. So I do have 3 free building slots. I could do bureaucracy here on Nueva Cadiz. Or commercial zones. I could make this a trade planet. It has a fairly decent trade value already. And I have been neglecting to distribute luxury goods for about the last 4 years. I think we are, in the interim, going to put robot assembly plants on most of my worlds, because almost every one of my worlds does have some form of resource gathering. And those robots I will be able to shift off to habitats to help boost the habitats populations quickly. Especially my mining and reactor habitats. Alright, when I shift this agriculture district, the second one on here, one of the robotic miners will no longer be useful on this world, and I can shift him to another world. Probably this one. Granshu will now guarantee the independence of the Darbalans. Good. I'm glad you have decided to take that route and protect them from the Prime Awareness. Okay, they have decided to immediately subjugate them. Which is interesting, because normally you have to give up your guarantee of their independence to be able to subjugate. At least that's what it kept telling me for the League of Phemisto.
Research concluded.
Shield capacitors. These capacitors store surplus energy which can quickly be transferred to reinforce a ship's shields. Two years for more research. The Alvatharians have the upgraded shields now. Getting a huge bonus on the X-ray lasers, which are the next to last laser. The only one above it, I believe, is Gamma. And this, of course, is a dead-end tech. But if I'm going to be researching something, I want it to be something I can make use of. So let's knock out the X-ray lasers. This also unlocks further advancements in the field of energy weapons. That will give us the larger energy weapons, the ones that are really good for the large slot for our artillery. The Tachyon Lance, I believe it is called. Or Particle Lance, may be the first one.
System survey concluded.
Resource storage is full. That's what I've been forgetting to do at the start of the year. Spend my energy credits. Let's buy some alloys. There we go. Now we can start reinforcing ships and stuff and upgrading stations. Yeah, we can start spending a lot of our energy credits on alloys at this point. Yeah, we're on our way back around. That's going to take a couple years. But now that we have an abundance of alloys, let's go ahead and start upgrading Blorg Spain next. And I can upgrade one more. Yeah, we'll upgrade all of our shipyards. And one thing I could be doing is running the Edict Fortify the Border to make these upgrades faster. It also will give me the 2 Starbase capacity I need. I should have been running that a while ago. So yeah, if we kick in Fortify the Border, that knocks a year off of each of these upgrades. And it will get rid of our 50% penalty for being over our limit. Now it will delay our next tradition a slight amount, not significantly. 80 points is a insignificant amount of unity to be losing. It might add a month, if that. I honestly don't think it's even going to add a month.
Ship upgrades applied.
Second fleet is fully upgraded. 3 more months, we can afford to upgrade the final fleet. First fleet is upgraded. Yeah, because in 3 months we'll have 450. Third fleet is going to take 500. Yeah, we will have the 1500 we need. We're going to go ahead and upgrade third fleet. Yeah, we should in 3 months have enough alloys. Plus we can always buy more. We're getting over on our energy credits. You can trust the Vingralian seal of quality. The Bauble collection for science ship, not interested, move along. They keep wanting to sell me consumer goods I don't really need.
Construction completed.
Alright, the exotic gas has run its course. We can do without your gas for now. I still have a surplus of gas. There's no point in me working on that since I'm not really getting anything out of it. Trimus is now fully completed. It has its deep space black site. When I get the final building slot, I will hopefully have the building that extends collection range by 1 more and have a reach of 7, which would allow me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, to reach Jamel, the one place I cannot currently reach. And now that I have that many, that reminds me, Friaka could actually get rid of the trade hub for an anchorage. Because I can reach that from Trimus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can actually reach Friaka from Trimus. You know, I did not notice a change in either the stations or the, the energy credits or the alloys cost for upkeep. It's almost like that really wasn't doing a damn thing. At least not visually. Alright, so let's talk to Chor's Compass. We cannot open a reliquary right now. But what we can do is purchase more caravanserai coins just to give us even more leeway till we hit our energy credit cap. We could play the slots. See what we get out of that. You have a statistically extant chance to win big. Alright, it's 2,700. How many caravanserai coins do I have? I could play the slots 10 times and still be back right where I was. So yeah, let's play the slots. Your goal is to have the symbols on the spinning wheels line up, then said reels eventually stop spinning. No, you do not have any control over the timing of it at all. Isn't that exciting? One after another, the reels come to a halt and nothing. Reels give their pearlescent finish from the marrow of the last Gotanims to ever haunt this station. Hard little pest. Comes to a halt and nothing. Comes to a halt and nothing. So that was 3 failures in a row. Nothing. Oh, we got 500 coins back. Let's do it 5 more times. Nothing. 500 coins back. Nothing. Nothing. And last time. 500 coins back. So, overall, we ended up getting a whole lot of nothing. Fine. Now you can earn like alloys, consumer goods, food, minerals. You can get some decent things out of it. It's just, as you see, the majority of the time you're going to get nothing. But when you have a fairly strong economy, what else you got to spend your credits on? That unemployed cockroach has not moved. Alright, next month I will have a spare miner. I will go ahead and move one now. Alright, I'm going to remember to distribute luxury goods. We need to get our research worlds populated a little more. And I'm going to resettle that miner from Storm over here. I offered a commercial pack to them. I'm not getting a lot of benefit from it, but it will help shift them away from authoritarian. We can finally get a commercial pack going with these capitalists. That will have them start putting holdings on my worlds. We form a research agreement with them. We're not getting any benefit from it, but it will help them out. I thought we had offered them a research and commercial pact before. It's funny that their diplomatic weight is all ones, almost like it's binary. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't invite them to the Federation just because the Pirac would agree. The Fire Tribes of Kel would also have to agree, because to invite to a Federation requires unanimous vote. One of the scientists working at the observation post orbiting Nunis 3 has been reported missing. He was taking part in a covert mission to collect plant samples from the planet's surface, but did not return to the shuttle with the rest of the team. We have been conducting a limited search so as not to alert the natives, but so far without success. Nunis 3, huh? Well, I kind of know I'm probably going to need some armies over here. So we are going to go ahead and start moving our transports this way. It will take them over a year to get there. So depending on how quickly this one advances, I may have to churn out a few armies from Plessis. That's the nearest colony. But yeah, we will start sending our armies over there because we may need to do a search and rescue to find him. There may be pirates on there that we have to clear out. There's a bunch of random possibilities with this event. They are Bronze Age civilization, so we will see. It's been a long time since we've had an observation post event. They are just so rare. Alright, they want the research agreement. They agreed to the commercial pact. We have recently recovered the body of the missing scientist on Nunis 3, or what remained of it at any rate. It looks like he fell victim to a large indigenous predator. An unfortunate loss to our science team, but at least the locals are still oblivious to our presence. The directive has been upheld. Minus 10% society research from jobs for a year. That's unfortunate. So that's going to affect our overall base of 602 by a small margin. Now, a good portion of ours actually comes from stations and subject taxes. So at most, we'll be losing about 30 points, I think. It's not going to be that drastic. And that's not taking into account we're getting a lot of bonuses already, so a 10% off isn't going to end up being that much. So yeah, right now we're at 602. Next month it'll update and we'll see how much we lost. Ubarik agreed to a commercial pact. So now they should start getting ready to put subsidiaries on us, or I mean holdings on us. Our society research actually went up by 11. So that means we've gotten more researcher jobs, actually.
Construction completed.
So both of these finished their construction. I can't really start the upgrades on them yet. I need the alloys for my next I'll think of the word eventually. I'll need the alloys for my next habitat. I think I'm going to move them to Yilon. Let's put them in orbit of the Starbase. We've got another favor from the Pirac. That gives us a total of 3. I am able to build another habitat, and we will do it here in Almac, next to New Coventry. Now, it will take 4 years. I think at the end of this episode, I will remember to start a colony ship. At least I hope I remember. It might not be a bad idea to go ahead and build it now so that I don't forget, but, you know, I'm going to try my best to remember to build it then, and if I forget, I can do it at the start of next episode after I edit the video file. I'm shifting the last 2 mining districts over. One will be done in 10 days, which will mean I'll have only 2 robotic workers working here. I can go ahead and shift 1 robotic worker off. This one is building a city district. Let's see. This world. It has more free population, actually. So I believe that was Nueva Sonora. Yes. We'll shift 1 robotic worker off now. And when I am almost completed with the other one, I will get rid of the last 2. And then this world will become an agricultural world, which should help with my food issues. 1 more month, and this first habitat will be online.
A new world has been colonized.
So New Coventry is now online. I'm going to set it as a refinery station. Improves the build speed of refineries and improves the output of refiners. So we currently have 1 unemployed pop already because there's only 1 politician job. So we need some workers or some jobs first. So we're going to start with a leisure district. That will give us unity and plenty of amenities to handle this. Now we can only have 4 districts. So 1 leisure district, 1 habitation district to be able to support our refineries down here. And then we are going to need to figure out which of the others we want to go into. We could go into industrial districts or trade districts, or just have extra leisure district just for a buttload of unity and amenities here. It'll take about 5 months for this first one to get built, and then we can actually start on some refineries. We can have one of each right now. Exotic gas, rare crystals, and where is the mote harvester? Chemical plant. Yeah, one of each set up here so we can start moving them off of our worlds. We do need multiple refineries to really churn things out. But this one, I may go exotic gases entirely. You know, just all exotic gases. I don't know yet. Sometimes it's good to put a whole bunch of the same thing. Other times it's good to mix them, because you do tend to need some of everything. I don't really have any chemical plants on any planets to get rid of, but if I did one of everything, that would free up buildings on various planets. Now, right now, we don't have any available jobs, so there's no reason to... there are no unemployed worker pops on this planet. What? It sure seems like there's an unemployed worker pop. Uh-huh. That looks like an unemployed worker pop to me. Alrighty. Let's let it advance a day or two.
Research concluded.
Pops are not allowed to auto-migrate from this planet because it is too new. So he's going to stay as an unemployed pop, producing a little bit of unity until a job becomes available. Galactic Bureaucracy. Multiple administrative strata efficiently surface only the most vital information to the upper levels of government. Alright, now we can get even more resources from jobs for the second tier of capital. This should be the planetary capital, not the planetary administration. That would take a year and a half. The food processing centers are the upgraded farming ones. Other than that, we could knock out an extra 10 years for our leaders fairly quickly. 7 months. Let's see, that's a year and a half. That's a year. That's 8 months. That one we could also knock out fairly quickly, give amenities across the board, and reduce crime further. Not really that critical to us right now. Crime's not an issue. Our amenities are under control. Let's get the leader lifespan. It's fairly quick, and will give us a reroll to get possibly something good. Although efficiencies of scale is pretty good, that will boost our research on planets that have at least a planetary administration. I mean, a planetary capital. Huh. And it increases all resources from jobs, not just specialists, not just workers. So that will help with our food, our minerals, our energy credits, our consumer goods, our alloys, our research, our unity. Yeah, let's do this one. It's only a year and a half. Dezekians also already have this. Now, because we have the administrative complex, we could upgrade some of the bureaucracy on Earth. We do have the rare crystals to upgrade them both. But that's something I would wait until July to worry about. Speaking of waiting till times to worry about things, I need to make sure... Yeah, you're already swapping your anchorage. I can wait till July. I could go ahead and keep reinforcing 4th Fleet. Be another destroyer to the fleet.
Ship upgrades applied.
3rd Fleet is finally fully upgraded. Speaking of fully upgraded, all of these defense platforms are probably eligible for upgrade, and fairly cheaply too, because of the improved reactor. It'd be Banus, Nimelin, and oddly enough, the reactor does boost the damage output of Strikecraft. Alright, I'm not able to upgrade them all, even though it only takes about 13 to upgrade. You have to have a minimum amount of alloys before it makes you eligible for upgrade, so I'm going to have to wait another month to finish these. It'll be in July I can finish upgrading all of these.
Ship upgrades applied.
Not all of them.
Ship upgrades applied. Construction completed.
Alright, Friaka got rid of its trade hub. And I have 2 more areas with defense platforms. And that got them all. That cockroach doesn't want to move. He's been saying he wanted to go to Al Madain for a while now, but he has not moved. Well, that's fine. You can become a bureaucrat. Actually, I have enough rare crystals to upgrade both of these and still have 3 spare rare crystals per month. But these take a while to upgrade. Let's go ahead and queue up both upgrades. That way I spend the crystals now and know that I have them to spare later, if I have some. Now another option is Nueva Cadiz could make resource silos. That only provides one job, but it provides resource storage capacity. I'm not really critical for any resource storage apart from energy credits, honestly. Yeah, these will go up to 2,500. The highest I've got is like 2,000 to 1. And I'm going to get a huge boost when I complete Mega Engineering. So I think the better option for this is actually to make this a trade hub and get the commercial zones. When I get the upgraded commercial zones, I'll actually start getting merchants, which are very useful. Yeah, I'm less than 3 months away from losing these 2 mining slots. So when I check again in October, these guys would be unemployed or stuck as farmers. So I'm going to go ahead and move them now rather than wait until then. So I can shift 2 miners somewhere. I guess I could go ahead and shift them here. This planet is building a city district. Become a little overcrowded for a short period of time. But that way they're making use, that is Nueva Sonora to Dis. So Dis actually does have less available jobs right now. The city district would only add 1. I need to add 2. I'm actually going to end up shifting this over to a generator district, it appears. A generator world. Because I don't really need all those mining districts once I get some mining bases online, but that can wait until I get the mining stations or habitats going. But yeah, I'll just let this keep going. After it gets done with the city district, I'll probably start building a few generator districts. That will add up. Let's see. This guy will be completed in 9 months. Actually, let's put the city district on hold and start a generator district. That'll get me up to 6. And then I'll probably finish the city district after that. Now, this one has a lot of free pop right now, or free jobs. That's fine. I should probably have shifted the miners over here, but oh well. Now, one thing, I don't have to worry about messing with fleet designs if I'm reinforcing a fleet that's right at a shipyard, because it never enters nebulous transit. It just pumps straight out of the shipyard into the fleet. The one thing you don't want to do is have the fleet upgrading while it is being reinforced.
Research concluded.
These lasers have a shorter wavelength than UV-based laser weaponry, but are even more destructive, X-ray lasers. So yeah, now we have access to the proton launcher, which will become a torpedo in the combat update instead of a large weapon. So this is your artillery version of lasers, along with the tachyon lance line. Hazarans have proton launchers. Now, proton launchers do more hull damage than anything else, but they do bonus armor damage. Basically, they're just like lasers, minus 50 shield, plus 50 armor, with plus 75 hull, but they're only available for large slots. And there's the gamma laser. The Tezekians also have that. 19 months for the gamma, and that should be the final laser upgrade, I believe. 14 months for the proton launchers. 20 months, a little over a year and a half to get the overall research speed. 8 months for a plasma accelerator. Getting this would remove an option, but it would replace it basically with the tachyon lance. Because it unlocks the tachyon lance. Getting this would remove an option and give me the highest upgrade for the barrier. The missile point defense. But I think I'm going to go with the research speed, because that will help out all of my categories. And go figure, nobody else has done this one yet that I have an agreement with. Now, Yilon Station is currently churning out a destroyer. So I'm going to wait until that destroyer is done to upgrade 4th Fleet. But I can go ahead and tell the other fleets to upgrade, because I don't have any other weapons coming out for a couple years. Now I'm going to start with 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. When they're done, then I will start having my patrols come by to do it. Because, let's see, first, well, any near Yilon I can have the patrols do. So I could have Friaka Yilon upgrade. And I could have Friaka Plessis upgrade. And I think I should be able to upgrade Plessis Tramus. Well, it's going down to where 3rd Fleet is. Unfortunate. It's going to take him a while to get there. Yeah, 6 months. Hopefully they'll be done upgrading sufficiently by then. I don't know how many ships they have to upgrade. There they are. Just the interceptors. That should be knocked out fairly quickly. Let's actually look at 2nd Fleet. Is doing the cruisers and some corvettes. They're interceptors. 1st Fleet has got the cruisers, both of their interceptor class of destroyers. So yeah, it's not going to take as long to upgrade these fleets as I thought. Fourth fleet, once it gets its destroyer churned out, should upgrade fairly quickly because it's just going to be these interceptor, all 5 of the ships that will be churned out will need to upgrade, and then I can get advanced versions in there.
Ship upgrades applied.
That was that Starbase fleet. We still got 2 more that have to go.
Ship upgrades applied.
Or actually it was 3 more. There, now all of our defense platforms should be upgraded. Favor with the Sondrathan.
Ship upgrades applied.
Third fleet is fully upgraded. That did not take long at all, so I can go ahead and tell this nearby fleet to upgrade. He's only got 1 ship to upgrade. As soon as second fleet is upgraded, I could probably send that patrol to upgrade. And when first fleet is done, I can get the remaining patrols upgraded.
Ship upgrades applied.
That was second fleet. So let's see. You will go there to upgrade, correct? Yes. That just leaves 3 fleets. Breglar, Opatelus. Oh. And 4th fleet, which now has its 5th destroyer, so I can tell it to go ahead and upgrade. It just has to upgrade the 2 picket interceptors.
Ship upgrades applied.
4th fleet's done already, so I can go back to reinforcing it soon.
Ship upgrades applied.
Alright, in 2 more months I'll have another robotic miner, but this place is pretty much set. This guy is cybernetic, and he has 100% habitability, so he is producing just as much as the robots. So are the Isravenar. And of course my Blizzard robots are actually producing more. So I think I'm going to go ahead and ship a synthetic miner off-world to another world that needs it. Like this one. Here, 13.1. Yeah, none of these guys are as effective as the robots here on this Alpine world. So yeah, we'll shift it over, because this one is still building technicians. We'll shift it over to Avalon from Blizzard. There's Avalon. We'll shift 1 miner over. The Unemployed pop left. Even though it said the planet was too young for them to leave. They left. I'm not sure where they went, but we're about to have the leisure district up and running and need the pops anyway. After we get that leisure district, that will give us 3 jobs and 5 housing. So we have room for 2 more jobs. We are going to get a chemical plant going here. And that'll take 9 months and 5 days. And it will give us 1 job for a chemist that will produce, it says approximate job production is 3. That's because of my bonuses. The default is it is 10 minerals for 2 of the resource. Now this being a refinery station, they will do 10% more. But yeah, my overall bonuses right now are adding about 50% here. Actually more than 50%. That is 93%. So yeah, it's almost doubling the value. I'm not sure if that... well, some of that is because they are considered specialists or rulers. But we'll see when the actual first translucer is built. Now, it's going to take a while for my refiners to actually be here, because it takes a while to grow the pops unless I want to waste the time to build a building slot for a gene clinic to boost population. Now, I can, and I probably will, distribute luxury goods here. But yeah, I need to get available jobs and available housing up to improve the immigration pool. It is a newfound colony, so that's doing a chunk as well. Because I need this to grow fairly quickly so I can get some refiners going. Now, I would be able to shift robots over here if I had actual worker jobs, which I will not. These leisure districts are specialist jobs, as are the refining jobs. They're all specialist. And I do not get clerks from habitation districts. I could get clerks from trade districts, but it doesn't provide enough sufficient housing. The industrial district would provide specialists. And actually, I don't like doing industrial districts on just general industrial districts on habitats. I prefer to specialize them as either factories or metallurgist. Alright, we've got one more system that we can... Yeah, that's in a nebula. That is not in a nebula. I could expand my sensor range with an edict real quick. Focusing crystals? No. Crystalline sensors? There we go. And after I finish that, what I will do is come back here, and then I will do a jump over there to survey that system. After I do that, I will have to jump back, and then I can go back to exploration up this way.
Ship upgrades applied.
First fleet has completed its upgrades, so now the final two Piracy patrols can be upgraded. And I can start reinforcing 4th Fleet again. I need 6,900 to reinforce all of these ships. Right now I've got one destroyer coming. See, in 10 months I get 1,600, so it would take about 3 years for me to accumulate all the alloys to reinforce this fleet. I will probably end up buying some, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to do anything with my alloys other than reinforce this fleet. League of Brian States broke off their non-aggression with the Garanshu. That is probably due to influence more than anything else. Not that they've decided they want to attack the Garanshu. They're pretty damn far away. Now that should get a second destroyer queued up. I still need one more Sacramento before it goes back to the Chittagongs.
Ship upgrades applied.
Still have 4 patrols en route to upgrade. Verzak and the Hithian are rivals. They don't even share a border, honestly. Oh, yes, they do. Hithian Confederation also is over here on this side. Oh, the League of Phemisto does have territory over here. I'm going to pull the one from the Pirac and put them back in the League of Phemisto. And I might have said Mephisto. The League of Mephisto, yeah, the Pirac. We'll pull the one from our little Stellarium. Which reminds me, how much progress do we have on that Stellarium to the next tier? Where does it tell me? There. We're gaining 10 XP every month, so it's going to take 180 more months. That's 15 more years before we gain a level, thereabouts. And it will finally hit level 3 specialization, which really doesn't give me a huge benefit. It does boost their scientific research, which means that, and it reduces their naval capacity, which means that they will have a smaller navy for the most part. So they won't be in violation if that resolution passes where they have to have at least half. They won't be able to field that many. But boosting their scientific research boosts how much I get from them, because this is based on their output. So as they get a boost, it boosts how much I get. And as their empire grows, this boosts how much I have to subsidize them. I could start getting some strategic resources from them, but overall I think we've got a good agreement going here. Their opinion of me is what is making the lion's share of the bonus. Because, and that's one of the reasons I like keeping someone in there, to keep that plus 100 from improved relations maxed out, so that we get the good thing. That's the wrong person I'm looking at. I was wondering why they were calling me egalitarian rabble. So yeah, without a person in here, that plus 100 from improved relations would decline. And it declines on both sides, and their relations is gone by the sum of both my opinion and their opinion, 675. Because if we look at the agreements, it's 6.75. So say we lose 200 of that, then it would drop to 475. And so they'd lose 2 full points of that if I let that bleed off. So I am going to eventually put a envoy back in there. As a matter of fact, if I go to society management, and I'll be getting one in 2 months. Now for the next one I was going harmony, because that kind of fits with me. And then the last one is usually a wild card for me. It depends on how the game is going. Most of the time I will go with, I can't remember what it's called. I wish you could look at them when you didn't have the points. But it's the one that gives you a lot of bonus to defense platforms and shipbuilding when you are in a defensive war. I think it's called Stalwart or Steadfast or something like that. But it gives you a bonuses in defense. That's one I use quite frequently. Another one I might use is the covert operations one. Not so much because I like to do a lot of espionage, but because it gives you an additional envoy. And I do that purely to get an additional envoy. Although boosting my encryption to prevent people from spying on me is also another reason that I would do that. Garanshu has declared the Pirarch, or the other way around. Pirarch has declared them their rival. All right, we aren't going to be getting the Garanshu in our Federation anytime soon. All right, that was the last farmer I needed here on Nueva Cadiz. So further farmers will be shifted to other areas that need them. Now that I have habitats, I do have a little bit more reason to go droids, so that I can get robots that can work specialist positions sent there to factories to get my refineries up and running faster. I can open another reliquary. Sapients with psychological profiles, particularly vulnerable to addictive activities, are advised to stay away from the slots and the reliquaries. If they hate fun, that is. Alright, let's buy a reliquary. Price has gone up, I think, or down, I think. I think it was 7 last time. The Galatron! Oh my god! I had just mentioned that you have a very slim chance to get a relic, and I just got the freaking relic. The Galatron is yours! What is it? It is the Galatron, the cornerstone of the Caravaneers, the totem on which our forebears swore allegiance and formed the Caravanserai Caravan Coalition. The success of the early Caravanserai Caravan Coalition is traditionally ascribed to the formidable power of the Galatron, though the nature of this power has been lost to time. What does it do? It is the Galatron. It Galatrons, presumably. What is it worth? Can it be sold? The worth is immeasurable. No one will buy the Galatron from you, though all the galaxy will rejoice in its light. But be warned, tradition allows for it to be taken from the unworthy in war. Thanks. Bye. So, yes, people can declare war on me to take the Galatron from me, and you get a big boost for doing that. But let's see. The Galatron. It boosts my diplomatic weight and gives me 3 influence per month because of the Galatron. Yes. That is going to help significantly. Galatron randomly spews forth resources once every 10 years. Now, I currently have the cooldown active for this, so it'll be a while before I use it. I believe the Galatron can create minor artifacts, which reminds me I'm going to reverse engineer some arcane technology. While the artifacts we are researching have not yielded an immediate breakthrough, they are accelerating research in all fields. So another 10% arcane insight for 5 years. I think we currently had one going. I think it just renewed it, because it hadn't been a full 5 years, and that was what I had. So it just kind of renewed the cooldown on it. I was kind of hoping it would have added to the existing cooldown, but so be it. But yes, we got the Galatron. Now that will further boost my victory score due to relics. Yeah, I'm getting 25,200 from relics alone. Half of my score is relics. And that got me, that got me above the prime awareness just from the relics. No, it hasn't updated my score. Now, because of my score on here, my total score is now 48,271. I outrank both Fallen Empires just because of the relic I just picked up that doubled my score, basically. So yes, when this updates, I will end up winning the game if nothing changes from this point on. But my economic strength is climbing. They only have about 50% more economic strength than me, and I think everybody else is quite below me. My military is starting to climb a little bit, which you can't really view too much here. You would be able to view it better through the Galactic, Senate. Yeah, here I could view it a little better. Now, the relics aren't adding to my diplomatic weight, really. But yeah, my fleet power is 660. They still have 4 times my fleet power. And the Hithians have double, as do the Urzo, but not the League of Brian States. They have double, the Commonwealth of Man does. They have triple, the Tazekian Hive. And then I should be on par with just about everybody else. Oh no, the Verzak have double. And then everybody from this point on are probably going to be beneath me, except for the Yzvorak. Oh, wait. I saw one with a 7. The citizen state of Hasuk. But yes. Now, as I get more technological improvements, as I get my fleet filled out more, my my fleet power will increase. But yes, the main thing that I really enjoy out of that, having the Galatron, is going to be the influence per month. Because that is something I have been starved for because I maintain so many agreements. Yeah, I'd be getting 3 a month anyway if it wasn't for all the other agreements I have. And I can still get another 0.9 from power projection if I could get my fleet size up. I'm getting close to the limit again, so I'm going to buy some more caravan coins and play some more slots. Let's buy another 26k. Actually, let's go ahead and buy 50k. Let's play 10 slots. We got 5 minor artifacts. We got nothing. More nothing. 500 coins. And more nothing. So, 2 of those 5 we got something out of. Nothing. 3,000 caravan coins. That makes up for that spin. Nothing. Nothing. And nothing. So overall we got a lot of nothing out of that one as well. But we have no real... Right now our energy credits are getting capped. The only other reason we could... thing we could do with energy credits is, say, buy alloys and stuff, but the prices on it will gradually climb as more people buy things. So I'm trying to let the prices drop a little bit. That should be about 1.8, but you can see people have been buying a lot of it. Yeah, the food a lot of people are selling. People are buying minerals. And people are buying most of these because the default... Well, no, they're selling gases. The default price on that, I believe, is 10 for each of these. This one should be 20. Oh, no. These are default prices. Yeah, it is 10 plus the 30% market fee. So, yeah, this one people have been selling. And yeah, that should be 2.6. That should actually be 2.6. People must have been selling consumer goods. And these should each be 1.3. But yeah, that one, nobody's been buying or selling. I could actually sell those for a decent amount. I've got a lot of dark matter I'm not even using. If I really needed the cash, I could start selling dark matter. And the only other thing I could really use energy credits for is buying favors. But as I've been going through the diplomacy every now and then, favors aren't going to be, doing me a lot of good until I can build up the reputations with these people and my federation to get people to vote yes, damn it. Now, I wish I could sway them with favors. This is one thing. I wish favors had a little bit more value. If I go, let's go back to the Hazar Pact. If I go to trade deal, I can get information from them. I can transfer systems, which they're almost never going to want to do. And I can trade resources. What I wish you could also do was use favors to influence them to drop rivalries or to enter into treaties with other people so that trust builds between them. In other words, I wish you could use favors to shove their diplomacy. Now, what I could do is basically trade for favors and maybe see how much they were interested in energy credits. Not very much. And basically get favors from people. But I'm slowly building up favors anyway by keeping my envoys in here. But that's not what I'm delayed because of. I'm delayed because my allies keep wanting to vote no on getting people into the I'm going to go ahead and throw them a commercial pact. Getting my allies to invite people into federations. Yeah, they don't want to associate with the Pirac. I can almost get a migration treaty with them. Nobody wants them in yet, and they're the ones I really want in. Now that we've got a commercial pact, it takes influence for them to establish holdings on you. That's their form of expansion. And eventually they're going to start doing it. Let's see, if I do a trade, information, active sensor leak, this will give them access to all of my maps so they know where they can build things. So I'm just going to give that to them. Like a coiled spring, the Darbalan Empire stands ready to unleash all of its might upon its enemies. What might? You're a tiny empire. May we stand together in the blood and ashes of our enemies. They actually want, the Pyrarch and the Fire Tribes are actually interested in making them associates. I just need about 5 or so favors with them. No, 10 favors to be able to agree it, and a little bit more relations. Though I'm kind of capped on relations until our trust builds. Our trust is not going to build unless we can get some more agreements going. Migration treaty would be nice. I need 2 more favors to get them to accept that. And now they changed their minds. I believe it... no, it's the hive that they had agreed upon. Okay, they are improving relations, the Fire Tribes are. I think I'm going to move that one back to the Pirac. Keep talking, humans. It helps us calibrate our subliminal matrices. Yeah, I'm at the cap of my infiltration level. I can see you were resource consolidation. You started with the machine world. They have 36 colonies. I could start doing espionage now that I will have an abundance of influence coming in. But I would like to get a little bit more code breaking first. Yeah, the Pirac are still the only ones who want them in. So let's actually check opinion mode. Well, first let me go to the Pirac and take the one out of the Fire Tribes and put him here. Now, let's go back to opinion mode. Not intel, opinion. Alright, so let's look at the Pirac and the Tzickians. They've actually got trust building up. They're up to 94 trust. They've got 120 overall. Yeah, so if I can get them up to 120. See, right now they've got closed borders. They do have a little bit of trust, but not sufficient. The trust will continue to build because they are Federation associates. Hopefully they will get up to a point where the borders will open between the two. That'll knock another 20 off and a little bit more trust, and they should be willing. Now let's look at the trust between these. 70, because for some reason the fire tribes have closed borders now. And 90. Well, you're 120 with that. So we need about 30 more points between the Pirac and the fire tribe. So basically, if they could break their defensive pact, if we could get them to drop their defensive pact, we could probably get the Hazar Commonwealth in with us. Unfortunately, the Hazar Commonwealth is in good with the Garanshu now. So unless we can get the Garanshu in good with these two, which is very difficult. They've had abuses of trust. They have claims on each other. And both of them are harming relations. Yeah, I kind of wish you could use favors to get people to cooperate a little more. Because it is unfortunate that it is very difficult to get the AI to work together, and it takes a while. The easiest way actually to get all these people together is to get up to the point in my Federation where I can pass laws where there is only a status change. I can basically become the permanent leader by making myself the strongest or through challenge or something. And basically becoming the de facto leader and staying the leader for a while, or getting invite members to majority vote and really cranking up my diplomatic or my power if I don't stay president and can't make it president decides. So it's a little bit more difficult to get them to build up relations the diplomatic way, but it can eventually happen. I just wish you had a little bit more control with the favors. Whoa! Yeah, see what I mean? They can all use the claim Galatron, Casus Belli against me. Everybody can try and get it away from me. Even my allies. Well, not the ones in my Federation. They can't go to war with me because we are in a Federation. But the Hazar Pact, which was an ally of mine, I have another favor. Oh, a diplomatic response. They agreed.
Ship upgrades applied.
Now let's see if they can get the influence to start. Alright, they agreed to the... it'll actually grant them. We're getting nothing from them because their economy is so bad. But we are trying our best to help them out. Oh no! My really good scientist. Alright, so we need to put Professor Zarg over here, I think. Four more years. I was hoping she would live long enough to see it through. It's unfortunate that Camilla died before she got to see mega engineering. Now, I do have a statecraft scientist in the Asimov. So now I need another scientist. Let me see... So we can get an additional research alternative from them. It costs 40. We could boost our research station output by 30 at the cost of 15% of theirs. We could get them to transfer one of their scientists to us. Scalarium Investigator, Scalarium Explorer, Scalarium Observer. Let's go back and look at the actual Scalarium benefits here. Observer is research speed and anomaly discovery. Explorer. Okay, we want an investigator. And I wanted to actually click on them from that page. Offer trade deal. That one's 103. That one's a computing expert. That one's a roamer. That one's meticulous. Alright, let's say we wanted that. We want the research alternatives, and we want the processors. We will give you 2 favors. And some dark matter. Whoa! Too much dark matter. Still too much. Alright, so 18 dark matter, 2 favors, and we get a Scalarium Investigator who's meticulous, additional research alternatives, and more research station output. All of this for 10 years. So we will wait. Yeah, she was only 63. Camelia Hernandez. She must have had a trait that reduced her lifespan that I missed. Now, I do need to put somebody back in that ship assisting research. Right now, the trade wind is just traveling, and it's got 4 months. So, but it's traveling to areas that are unexplored. Let's say we're going to Maneth. We won't need somebody in the. It'll take 3 months to get there. For now, we will put him in the Asimov. Assisting research until we see if we get the what the scientist we get is like. We might actually. Well, she's getting up there as well. She's in the 80s, which I believe is the age at which they start suffering death normally. Yes. So we may be about to lose her. Alright, so 4 more years until we have megastructure restoration. And yes, we are now earning 4 influence a month. That is wonderful. And we have another ascension perk. We can either get clerks, which will add jobs everywhere. But let's get the housing first. This will not help our habitats. It does it for city districts, city segments, and residential arcologies. Public Works Division. Our growing cities will be augmented by inspired public works on a scale never before seen. To that end, a new government agency must be formed to oversee their construction. 3.5 more years and we will finish prosperity, get the stability and the resources from jobs, as well as more jobs from clerks, from city districts and trade districts, ring world settlements, residential arcologies. But yeah, I do not believe that is going to affect our housing districts on our habitats. No, because that's a habitation district, not a city district. So now that we're earning more influence per month, we can actually start firing up these what are they called? Hyper relay, and get our network up and running all the way to their capital and get more research bonus. Now that 30% from stations is not going to be as significant as it seems, because our stations are already getting about 40 to 50% bonus from, yeah, we can actually look at, say, this one. $5.4 from research stations. So we're actually getting about, well, in order to get 0.4 from that, I think it's 3. So we're getting 2.4, so we're getting an 80% increase from that already. So a 30% additional increase would just be like 0.9 on this one. So that ends up being about 20% additional bonus, considering all the bonuses it's already getting.
Ship upgrades applied.
They have agreed. I believe that was my last fleet to upgrade. Nope, I have 2 more left to upgrade. Now that we have that leader, that's not the ship I need to look at. The trade wind. Now she had meticulous. So she gets 10% to research speed and bonus to anomaly discovery chance. Well, we'll stick her here for now in the trade wind. Because this person is getting 20%, this person's getting 15, and this person's getting 15.
Construction completed.
Sol Station is completely done. No, it's got 1 more hangar bay to build. And that should help cut down on my trade loss from piracy. Right now, I think I just patrolled these sectors recently, so it got the current piracy level low enough. And since I put some defenses here, it should slow down the progress enough. Yeah, it adds about 1,000 days to it, or actually 600 days to how long it takes to get to max. So that should give me enough of a delay. It shouldn't build up too much. And with the 2, right now Sol is reducing that by 34 there. When I get the other one, it will expand to cover pretty much all of these. Just from here on out, there will be an issue, and that one has Starbases in it. And the piracy there is a little bit lower. The big issue is this area, because I'm getting all of the stuff from this part of my empire funneled through this little narrow corridor. Actually, I have sufficient naval capacity at the moment. I might consider switching these anchorages to hangar bays as well. Or I could just wait until I get ready to upgrade VUM and give it some hangar bays. Or Cybrex Alpha and give it hangar bays.
Ship upgrades applied.
Oh, and I forgot to look at that, I can't remember which one it was. Was it Marquez? Yeah, it went from 5.4 to 6.3, so it gained 0.9. We're actually up to where we're getting 2K in research. Yeah, that went from 99 in stations to, it gained basically 16 out of 99. So it gained about 16% overall, actually. One more of my star fortresses will be online in about 3 months. We're getting our last Sacramento. I think I'm going to start activating the Galatron instead of the Cybrex Warforge. And I would like to wait until January. I'd like to do it every 10 years. So it would be 2290 and then 2300 and just keep activating it every 10 years. And I forgot to go through my systems. Oh, the cockroach has gotten a job. Or he finally left the planet anyway, but we got another population in the meantime. We're still months away from upgrading our administrative complexes and getting more jobs. And also with the increased influence, I might be able to finish Mastery of Nature on all my colonies. Oh, I forgot to come over here and set. You're supposed to be building synthetic harvesters. I'll get the technicians from off-world. Now the boost I got in housing is going to help with immigration a little bit, but housing doesn't have a huge impact. You know, one extra housing is not going to be a humongous impact, because you see 15 free housing is only a plus 5%. Yeah, it goes from 42.4 to 44 basically because of the free housing. Let's go ahead and change this to building technicians. Tilanesti broke the research agreement with the Ubarik. Next Federation level is unlocked. Our new Federation perks are now active. Through hard work and experience, President Jag Nakshin has developed new skills. Bonus to trade value. Alright, so we now have 5% more research speed from our shared agreements, 5% more research speed overall, and the President, which is me, gets an additional research alternative. And it will take, at 10 experience a pop, 240 months. That is 20 years to gain another level. And it looks like none of these are getting bonuses from my Federation currently. Oh, would you look at that? There's only 3 of us supporting this. United Nations of Earth, the Prime Awareness, and the Pirac. And the 3 of us together are enough to get this to pass. Now maybe if everybody opposed, it's possible. Fire Tribes, Verzak, and the League of Phemisto are the 3 that don't want it.
System survey concluded.
It was a fairly barren system. So next month, I will prepare to make my jump to Eartheus. Which reminds me, did I drop that damn crystalline sensors? Yes. I believe what I plan on doing is while I'm reinforcing this fleet, I'm going to be using my alloys on the fleet. So I think I'm going to bank my influence to do some more Mastery of Nature on some of my worlds that really need it, that don't have the district space for expansion, like Storm and Euxina and Blizzard. Oh my, this cybernetic well, it's the agrarians 15, and then strong is another 2.5 from jobs. And of course they have 100% habitability because they're cybernetic. But yeah, this species right here makes better farmers than my damn droids. Actually, so do these guys. They're also strong and serviles. So I don't really need another harvester bot here. Most of these guys are ingenious, so they're getting bonuses to technicians. But yeah, let's go ahead and swap this to producing tech. Am I building another? No, I can't. Let's go ahead and swap this to building technicians. We'll lose some progress. That's fine. I needed another year to get another job up anyway. So yeah, we've got enough harvesters here, because these two make really good harvesters. And these guys, being ingenious, are fairly good at producing energy credits here, 16.2. That's better than everybody else. So if we get more of them down here, we won't really need too many technician bots either. It's about to the point where when we get that filled out that we can actually start getting rid of robot assembly plants. Now these Yisravanar are just as effective as my robots right now. Oh my! The Visari are more effective than my robots. I think I'm going to go ahead and switch this to harvesters. I can get miners from other worlds to fill out these, and then eventually start shifting these off when I get more of these guys here. Yeah, the Churk have gotten more effective than my robots for mining. It's because of the additional bonuses I'm getting from workers and stuff now. Because for some reason they're not applying to my robots. Alright, after the chemical plants here, we will build an exotic gas refinery. And then for our last slot, we will build the rare or the synthetic crystal plant.
Construction completed.
Elon has upgraded. Well, the first thing I would like would be a deep space black site. I can get the materials by dropping one of these torpedo boats. Afterwards, do I want more anchorages or do I want more shipyards? I think I'll go with more anchorages. 2 shipyards is really good enough right now. Yeah, I could churn out a buttload of corvettes or other ships with 4, but I've got enough shipyards scattered around that really isn't that big of an issue. I don't really have to do a lot of building a fleet quickly. I don't have the alloys to support building fleets extremely quickly. Only thing it would really speed up is upgrades, having more shipyards. I don't really need the anchorages that badly though. I would like to get my naval capacity up to about 400, and then get my fleet size up to about 400 so that I can get my full power projection. Okay, we have a system I can actually survey. After that, I think we should finish off the Commonwealth of Man area. So after that, we will go here. And then from there, we can explore around this way. Because getting to that system, it won't give me line of sight to that. I can fix that right now by popping crystalline sensors for a day or 2. There we go. That's actually a sensor a system I need to survey. So let's redo this. Survey that. Survey that. And then go to there. Why is the noble inactive? Ah, yes, I had forgotten entirely about you. Let's go to passive. I want you to do experimental subspace navigation. You'll be back January 10th. Favor from the Darbalin. We have one administrative complex completed. Nice big fat squat building.
Research concluded.
Efficiencies of scale. Increasing population density gives us an opportunity to further increase productivity. So the Hypercoms Forum, the Auto-Curating Vault, the Commerce Megaplexes, which would be the ones that gave me the Merchant, reduced leader upkeep. Right now I'm spending 44. That drop it down a small amount. 4 points at most. Alright, Auto-Curating Vault would take a year. Hypercoms Forum the same. I think the Hypercoms is more useful to me. I don't have the building slot to put the auto-curating just yet. This is the final upgrade for this, so it removes an option from the list. It produces Ascension based on the number of Ascension perks we've got, as well as providing 2 jobs, and boosts the unity of all jobs by another 5%. So yeah, I think overall this is going to be more effective. Now, let's see here. 20%. These are all the system capital. The planetary capital is 20%. Planetary administration is only 10%. It does not get the... so that this bonus applies to the planetary capital. The next upgrade will only apply to the system capital. So it takes about 2 years to get 100 influence. So every 2 years I will be able to start a mastery of nature on one of my worlds. Yeah, we're waiting till January. Got a favor from the Sonderthon. Just going to keep reinforcing this every month that I can until it gets filled out. Because the closer I get to my power projection, the more my influence per month climbs.
Construction completed.
Blorg's Bane has upgraded. Let's put an anchorage. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do the 2 shipyards and 4 anchorages, because I can fill that building slot with the Naval Logistics Office. Almac. I think I'm going to do the same thing. Now I need to go to here and get rid of 1 Corvette currently, so that I have the alloys to build another anchorage. We'll have the research speed bonus fairly soon. So the first thing I want to do before I end the episode is I believe, yeah, he's 38% done. So that means it's, let's see, it was 4.5 years. So that would have been 50 something months. 40% of that would be 20 months. So we've still got about 30 months, 3 years. But just so I don't forget it later, I do want to go ahead here and start building a colony ship. And we are going to use, I can't even remember what species I used on the other one. I think it was the ones that looked like Vulcans, the Neo-Cytharians. Yeah, I believe it was the Neo-Cytharians. Now by default, there's 70% habitability. We have 10% from technology, but we're at minus 5% from tradition, from the galactic community laws. So that gives us an 75% base. Adaptability gives us 85. But we were listed as 95, so there must be another 10 we're getting from somewhere. You look at humans again. Yeah, that's 10%. Maybe it was a base of 80 and not 70. I'll have to double check. But I believe it's going to be the Neo-Cytharians. So let's build one with that. And now we'll go check that... Alright, default is 70. Minus 5% for regulatory facilitation and collective waste management. 10% for environmental diversification. 5% for hostile environment adaptation. 5% for atmospheric filtering. And these guys get 20% for cybernetic. So we have 20% minus 5. That would put the default at 85%. Their cybernetic is what is pushing them up. I'd be at 95 with humans because they only get 10, not 20. He's actually got 100% habitability too. But it was indeed the Neo-Cytharians that I sent here. So we've gotten those two things taken care of. We've got a colony ship under construction for this new habitat. We have a actually I need a crew quarters as that building slot. We have, there is one other thing I need to do. Yes, okay, so it is the year 2290. Did I have any agreements that were about to expire? One more year before I can do the arcane deciphering. One more year before salvager expires. Yes, the festival across the worlds has expired. I can renew that. And so let's do that real quick. Artisan troop. Organize a festival across all worlds. 1,000. Then let us do the final thing I want to do before I forget, which is activate the Galatron. The Galatron pulsates with indescribable power. Life is more of a lottery than a competition. Most peculiar, 8,000 minerals. That's enough to activate the Warforge. Yeah. We still have an abundance of energy credits. I don't believe I can open another reliquary. We already have 4,000. Let's go ahead and play the slots. Nothing. 500 coins. Nothing. 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 1,000 minerals. Nothing. 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 500 coins. I can't remember how many rolls that was, so let's do one more. Nothing. Now how many do I have? Yeah, let's go ahead and buy another 2K. Now at the rate we're going, 10 months will be capped. So we get over 1,000 a month. Let's bribe the fire tribes to kill. How much will you give me for 1,000 energy credits? 5,000 would get me 16 trade acceptance. Oh, better idea. Better idea. We go to our contacts. There were a few contacts I had that didn't quite offer the deals I wanted. Okay, I need 42 acceptance with these people to be able to offer association status. So, we have 2 favors. That would knock 10 off. Let's offer a trade. Let's just give them some energy credits. Let's just give them 5,000. Now, when they accept that, that'll give us a positive modifier for a favorable trade deal. We actually might end up granting somebody some minerals too, unless we find something to spend it on. And this should pass. Looks like cooperative research channels has actually become the most approved next. But we don't know how long that... Oh, that's because I have outweighed the prime awareness finally. Because the Galatron is doubling my diplomatic weight. The Galatron is plus 100%. Blade of the Huntress was 10. The Galatron is 100%. Does that affect here? Yes. Maybe. Let's go to members and check the breakdown there. Well, my current value is 1,400, but they're only giving me a 91 over there. Fire Tribes of Kale actually have more over there than they have here. So maybe the economy hasn't updated. My economy is actually only listed as 1921. Multiplying that by 5 would be 90... yeah, that wouldn't come out right. That'd be 9605, not 9150. I'm not sure how the diplomatic weight corresponds to the economic power. I'm honestly not sure how they calculate this, because I can't see... Oh, there it is. Economy is listed right there. But where do they get that from diplomatic weight? 9150 does not correspond to where either one of my economy numbers, 1921 or 1372. Neither one of those match. Maybe if I multiplied it by 7, let's see. That would end up being 91. No, that would end up being 95. 9604. If I multiplied it by 6, it would be 62. 6232. Yeah, I'm not sure where they're getting these numbers. But it has been another 5 years. We've made some pretty good progress, gotten in our Federation finally. We still have not managed to convince our allies to add more to the Federation. Fire Tribes of Kel would like them in. They don't want to associate with the Pirac. That's a shame. I can force you to associate with the Pirac by subjugating you. We are, what, one? No, we've got 3 favors. Yeah, we're 1 favor away from getting acceptance with a migration treaty. Nobody wants the League of Brian States in either, unfortunately. We will offer them a research agreement. I'm all for spreading around the research agreements, even though it benefits others more than me, mainly because the president is no longer an orc or a Granshu. Mainly because it enables everybody to get better progress in tech so that they are better suited to handle threats. But I really wish I could influence everybody to let them know that the Fire Tribes of Kel and the Garanshu need to stop their petty border squabbling. The real threat over here is the Prime Awareness. Those are the ones that we need to worry about. I do like the sound effect when you click on them. Yeah, I actually can start getting the influence to start performing some of these. But again, it's challenging, so I would have difficulty getting these to succeed. I would like to get some more research going to up my encryption, or my code breaking. But it has been another 5 years, so we will call this an episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.